The 2000 sci-fi animated flick Titan AE is one of my all-time favorite animation films. The film was packed with legendary talent behind the scenes, as well as a variety of well-known actors and use of cutting-edge technology that would hopefully propel the movie to be one of the most recognizable out today. Unfortunately, the film, produced by Fox Animation Studios, was a massive failure, resulting in a loss of over $100 million for the studio, and ultimately led to the termination of the studio some 10 days after the release of the film. Today's Lost and Found is going to take you back on the memory road and celebrate one of the greatest animated failures of all time. Titan AE takes place in the distant future as humanity is forced to flee Earth due to the wrath of the Dredge, an alien race made of pure energy that destroys Earth. The film's protagonist, Kale, is sent off to safety as his father, inventor, and hopeful savior of humanity, escapes with the Titan Project, a ship capable of creating an entire planet and rescuing the human race. Titan AE was set in development as early as 1998, with the intention of the film being live action. Unfortunately, after the script was passed around to various names, most notably Joss Whedon, and $30 million was spent on the hopes of getting the idea to the big screen, Chairman of Fox, Bill Mechanic, decided to elevate the script to Fox Animation Studios. The creative heads behind the 1997 animated hit Anastasia, Don Bluth, and Gary Goldman were in charge despite a lack of experience in the sci-fi genre. Unfortunately, Mechanic was left with a dire circumstance: hope the team would accept the script and work on Titan AE, or fire the entire animated staff.
That also already has happened.
Shit.
Fox Animated Studios was given roughly $75 million and 19 months to craft the film. The film would be predominantly created with computer-generated imagery, with the main characters and several backgrounds done traditionally. Unfortunately, during the main run development of Titan AE, some 300 animators were laid off, forcing the work to be outsourced to a number of independent developers. Despite the desperate attempts to stop the bleeding, executive Bill Mechanic was dismissed from 20th Century Fox. The film would go on to open 5th at the box office at just below $10 million total, trailing films like Gone in 60 Seconds and Big Mama's House. The film would ultimately gross $36 million worldwide, with Chris Meledandri, supervisor of the film, saying the film lost 20th Century Fox roughly $100 million worldwide. The film's Rotten Tomatoes score landed at 50%, with a lot of critics praising the impressive visual design, but ultimately feeling the film ripped off other ideas from other sci-fi work.
I really loved it.
Right.
I like animation to begin with, and I love adult animation. Although this could be also a great movie for kids, but it's not a dumb movie. These people are intelligent in the way that classic science fiction.
Titan AE has an incredible cast. Matt Damon plays the main protagonist, Kale, who carries the map to the Titan. Drew Barrymore plays Akima, a fellow human hopeful for the future of the human race. Bill Pullman plays Corso, a former soldier and ally to Kale's father. John Leguizamo plays the lovable Goon, a scientist aboard the Valkyrie.
I finished my nap.
Nathan Lane plays Preed, Corso's first mate and overall General Slimeball. Also making appearances are Ron Perlman, Janine Garofalo, Tone Loc, and Jim Brewer. The biggest standout to me in the cast is probably Bill Pullman as Corso.
Your father hit a ship, then the dredge killed him. All because he couldn't face the truth.
While I have nothing against Matt Damon, it generally felt like an actor in a voice booth, and I had a hard time escaping the fact in a recent rewatch.
We were just about to rescue you.
Yeah? Well, thanks.
Pullman feels far more natural and really makes Corso a living and breathing character.
You can't beat the dredge. No one can. They're pure energy. Face it, Kale. You've lost.
Titan AE was always a favorite of mine as a child. I had a lot of the toys and rewatched the film several times.
Power up as they attempt to escape the evil dredge. It's up to you to break through and take out their shrinking queen.
I have fond memories of the Valkyrie ship toy that I used to journey into the bathtub quite frequently with. Yeah, I was 8, so what, get over it. It had been a decade at least since my last watch, and I was surprised at the level of sophistication in the technology used at the time, as well as the overall maturity in the movie. For a film rated at PG, the film had a surprising amount of violence and sexual themes. Like, Titan AE is kinda horny, and I was honestly a little surprised.
I'm the guy with the map here. This is big medicine, right?
In a lot of ways, Titan AE still holds up. While I certainly can see what critics at the time were saying with some of the reused themes, I feel like the idea of having humanity rest in a giant ship with the potential to create life was actually kinda neat. The film has various locations throughout, with a brisk runtime that never makes the film feel an ounce boring. The highlights are probably near the end with the ice rings hide and seek that is so visually impressive even today. While I wasn't a fan of Damon's performance here, I did enjoy watching Cale come to grips with losing his father and his responsibility, one that he clearly was running from for a majority of the film. His lack of understanding over his father leaving to save the human race was understandable given his age, and makes the big-time spoiler betrayal of Corso, a pseudo-father figure, that much more impactful.
Then you're even more like your father than I thought. A fool.
As a child, I never really understood why Corso was attempting to betray the human race, but as an adult, the dude just wanted to get paid. I get it, man. I get it. Get your money.
The only thing that matters is grabbing what you can before somebody else beats you to it.
Probably my biggest issue with the film is the relationship between Cale and Akima. It is easy to see that the film probably went through a few cuts to get the runtime to be more digestible, and that felt like one of the more obvious spots. Akima goes from not really caring for Cale to liking him in less than 5 minutes. It's extremely jarring and doesn't feel entirely earned. The same can be said for the rescue mission for Akima after she's captured from the dredge. It just all of a sudden happens and you're supposed to accept it, which I guess is fine. Of course, one of the other highlights of the film is the incredible soundtrack that I have adored since the movie came out. Titan AE is a wonderful film with an unfortunately derailing history. The film was a monumental failure and was capped off with over 300 people losing their jobs. Regardless, the film is a visual achievement with an excellent cast and neat idea that captivated my young heart. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. Unfortunately, the film is yet to be remastered, and I feel it would garner a huge audience if it was. Check it out, you'll really enjoy it.